it's me, Renee. I'm back. And yeah, now I kind of decided I'm going to tell you this game looks a bit weird, a bit new. It's because I've officially moved. I have actually filmed some videos here before. I'll show you show the wall. I've filmed that way before. I've had the gardens, the curtains down, so you don't really know. But I filmed chairs and stuff. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But yeah, so I actually bought this place last year, but just kind of wanted to ease into it. So now I live here. So it's kind of fun to have my own place for the first time in forever, actually. And yeah, so this weekend I packed out all my books and also all my clothes. Now, is my apartment very tidy? No. Will it ever be? No, but it might be more tidier in time. But yeah, first a quick little show on my bookshelf. So here, there's some books. So at the time, all the books are in the shelves. I haven't really organized them really well yet, but that's something I would hope to do soon. And then we have here, which the top shelf is kind of miscellaneous. It's kind of like middle grade and some more stuff. And then and this and this and this all unread books. So yeah, can have quite a few unread books really. And I actually also have. I'm gonna show you. I also have. Now you get to see some of my apartment. Some books are here. Which is most unorganized. It's kind of like the books are there, but they aren't put up. And yeah, I'm not really quite sure how to do it here. I think I'm gonna have my favorite books here. But then, do I also have some unread books here? Like, you can just pick them up and go to sleep? I'm not sure. So we'll see. But yeah, let's get back to the fun little, uh, fun little, uh, fun little bookshelf and filming corner, which is where I'm filming at the moment. And yeah, so that's a little update on that. So yeah, last week, as of when this is coming up, I'm not quite sure. I probably think this is coming up next week. So last week I moved here. I also on Monday was my birthday, yay! And on Friday I got a job. So you might ask yourself, well, don't you have a job? Yeah, I have a I have a part-time job in a bookstore, but it's 1 day each week, except when I holidays and stuff. I kind of need something that gives me like something more to survive. I mean, to just live on a salary from 1 day every week and every other Saturday, that doesn't really work. So yeah, I've been looking for another job, and yeah, I found it. I'm starting it next week, or sorry, when you see this week. So that's quite exciting. That job has a very good working environment. It's what I say in Norwegian. I don't think that's how we say in English. So the colleagues are all nice to each other. That will make you understand. Yeah, there's no bullying at the working place. Yeah, you get my point. So yeah, I'm quite excited to get starting with that. And yeah, also, as you can see from the title, yeah, I've had my birthday recently. I had planned to post more videos that week, but kind of moving and life happening, it kind of didn't happen. But I kind of want to do this video in regards to my birthday. So yeah, here's a few facts about me. Now, as you might know, I suppose this might be your first video from me, but if you pay attention or see other videos by me, I don't really like that much to, well, I plan some videos, some part, I very much like to improvise. I don't really, I plan videos, more outline them. I don't like to write a script and stuff. So like even now, like when I'm gonna do a set of facts, which as well as you'll know by the title of this. Haven't written them down. I'm gonna do them on a whim, but I'm thinking it's not gonna be that hard to get to, that hard to really, what's the word again? To to kind of words to come up with things. So yeah, let's start. I'm gonna start with saying that I've loved to read ever since I kind of started to read. Like I suppose as everyone, like one, there's kind of been a discussion around this. I myself kind of slightly remember me learning to read later than everyone else, but my mom said that I didn't. So if maybe I just read slowly for a while, I'm not quite sure. But yeah, yeah. So yeah, I've been a huge lover of books ever since I could read myself, and I'm pretty pretty sure that I also love to read, well, love books before I could read them myself as well. Like when people did reading aloud to me, I think I love that as well. I mean, I love audiobooks now, so yeah. So that's fact number one. Fact number two. You know what? I'm gonna go with that. It's kind of tangential, but yeah, my video. So, okay, pay attention here. My dad's my dad's cousin cousin's wife brother is, so yeah, quite a few degrees here. So my dad's cousin's uh, cousin's wife's brother is the translator behind the, you know what? Yeah, I'm just gonna say the biggest children's series out there. You can kind of know from that. I kind of don't want to go into it because of the issues lately, but yeah, that's kind of fun to like to know that have that bragging rights really. And the guy also like mostly translates lots of other fantasy books as well to Norwegian. So yeah, quite fun really, I would say. So yeah, fact number two. Fact number three. Yeah, I'll just stick with those partially. My dad's one of my dad's aunts used to be an opera singer. Well, she used to like kind of have like a short career in like singing both classical and opera. And sorry, and her her three kids, so two sons and a daughter, all work with music. One of them used to be more like a teacher with opera, but two of them others are professional opera singers. Well, are they're now retired, but like they used to be that for a long time. So yeah, it's quite funny to say like I have opera singers in my family. It's not immediate, but still, yeah, quite fun. And yeah, let's move on to another fact. Which fact to say now? I'll just go with that really. I think this was more before, but like sometimes I can have, I suppose, kind of because I don't really plan stuff. I can take a few seconds to like remember words and like what I was about to say. I was a bit distracted, a bit whimsical. No, whimsical. I'm a bit, yeah, distracted. I can, like, I suppose, as a lot of people really, but like if I go to the refrigerator, open it, and like, what was I gonna get? And I just kind of forget what I was about to eat or to get. So yeah, that's me. And yeah, so fact number three. Fact number four. Yeah, I actually, well, I wouldn't say I'm an expert or anything, but like if anyone asks me like, what do you want to do today? Well, I suppose like if it's a day that's raining, and well, I suppose if I'm like supposed to do something with people, like if I'm going to be social, so like I have to kind of say like I'm gonna read, like I have to do something with people. I might actually suggest or say yes to go to an art museum because art, yeah, I very much like art. I think art is very nice, both actually the modern and the old art types. So like all kinds of art I really like. And in regards to that, I actually own a art. Let's say it's not painting. It's more art piece. Yeah, it's an art piece, I would say. And yeah, I'm not gonna show it to you because it's fun to like you can guess how it is and stuff. But yeah, it's actually modern art, so it's actually kind of more like shades than like any specific stuff. But I really like it because you can kind of look at it and interpret it how you want yourself. It's not like you watch it like, oh, obviously that's a guy and a girl. No, you can just kind of one person can see a tiger, one person can see a garden, etc., etc. And yeah, I like that very much. Yeah. Other than that, I have. I don't have a lot, but I have a few signed books. I actually went to one signing myself. Like went to like yeah, deliberate. So it's like weird deliberate, but like yeah, I'll explain. So actually around 4 years ago, so I'm this quickly, but yeah, 4 years ago, the last book in a Norwegian series was published, and I was just so into that series, still is. And at the time, I was studying in Oslo, capital of Norway, where also this author lives. No, she doesn't live there, but yeah, she ended up like doing lots of signings because like last book in the series. She did a thing in Oslo. I think she also did a thing in Trondheim. Well, I think she did it like in two places, like at least two, yeah, two cities. But yeah, I lived in Oslo, so I went to that. And because of like how this book was like such a big thing, big phenomenon, and also like this was the last book in the series trilogy. So like she did like a welcome here, like welcome speech. She did signings, but you also had speeches from the publisher and like her fellow authors because like authors often know of other authors and stuff. There was also a cosplay competition. There was what's the word again? Yeah, they had free dinner, so soup. So there was both a vegetarian, which yay, and a meat soup. I think also it was a cake. Yeah, I can't believe it was a cake. And it was just a great evening. And there were like people there from all over. And like, so I think maybe she asked, or, but yeah, like it came like, we kind of came known that like the people who were there were like all over the spectrum. There was a 13-year-old there who, no, sorry, there wasn't, because like this was held in a pub. So actually, it was kind of actually a what's the word again? Deadline? No, not a deadline. There was la 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 limits. So you had to be over 20 to be there. Yeah, you had to be over 20 to be there because of the pub and alcohol and stuff. And actually, usually that alcohol actually had like a rule you couldn't be under 21, but like no, actually under 23. But like this event, because of the offer, to kind of manage to get it to be over 20. So yeah, but yeah, like, people talked about um there was one 13-year-old who now one like 22-year-old who had a 13-year-old brother who loved this series. There were 60-year-olds who loved this series, but people who loved fantasy who didn't, and it was just a big spectrum of fans really. And yeah, it's just so fun. Also, the author is just so charismatic and cool, and yeah, yeah. So yeah, yeah, that's a great signing. I loved going to that. It's just great night in my life, really. And yeah, except that book, yeah, I got it signed to me personally. Except that book, I got a signed book for Christmas a few years ago. That wasn't personally like got it as a present, so I didn't go sign it myself. But still, it was very cool. It was a quiz book, but still kind of fun to have signed. Then I also think I have another book signed that I got like years ago. I don't let me remember where it is. So yeah, I might have 2 or 3 books signed. So yeah, quite cool. Yeah, in regards to that, moving on to the next fact. Like I've actually been watching BookTube for actually around 10 years. I started watching it like in 2010, 2011, so around that. And more or less every year in the summertime, they would, like BookTube is a one big day, but like a lot of BookTubers would vlog and talk about how they went to BookCon and they went to Yalwest and all those places. I'm like, I want to go to like BookCon because, of course, like going to signing with one author is cool, but like going to a place where like there's all these authors at the same time, it's just the dream. So yeah, actually going to like a BookCon or like thing like that, I would actually say it's kind of on my bucket list. So yeah, I kind of hope to do that in the future. I think actually maybe BookCon can actually has become either cancelled or like changed because of Corona and stuff. But I'm pretty sure like not all the cons is gonna be changed, or like probably something is gonna still happen in the future. So hopefully, hopefully. So yeah. And then the next fact. I would say like often I would say describe myself. I'm just gonna cheat and use another word that works. But yeah, describe myself kind of in between. I kind of like often I don't really feel like I suppose one way to say it is like I'm never or rarely the best at something, but I'm really also the worst at something. But I'm always kind of in the middle there. I suppose some ways I've been the best, some places, but yeah. But like for example, I suppose more like in regards to interest and stuff, like for example board games. I like board games in like the regards to like I'm not basic. That's a bit mean, but like I don't really like Monopoly and Millionaire. I think they're a bit boring, really. But I do really much like Settlers of Catan. I like Ticket to Ride. So I like those kinds of board games. But I also like those kinds of um, party games where you have Alias, Kunklemunke. I don't really think Kunklemunke is kind of international, but yeah. So like some friends of mine, they love board games, but more like strategize and stuff like that. But me, I both like those strategize games, like Settlers and types. But I also like charades and Alias and yeah, stuff like that. So yeah, I suppose I kind of sometimes I feel like I fall between 2 chairs. But yeah, I mean that's how I am really. And next fact, I have been a vegetarian for now 20 years. No, not 20. 16 years. Yeah, became one when I was 15. I'm soon 30, so 15 years. Yeah, 15 years. Time flies. And yeah, also next fact. I've actually been to 2 cooking courses on how to make vegetarian food, and that was very cool. Well, I suppose one of those was very cool. It was like it was in the center of town where I lived, so I just went into the town. It was over 2 days, and we had like it was in a school kitchen, so you each have your own kitchen stove, like own area, and like uh you were paired up, and yeah, so very fun and cool. You made stuff and then you ate it and toasted and stuff. And then the other one, it was cool, like the food was great and the people there was cool and stuff. But like the other one, it was like just these guys standing in front of the kitchen making food, and you were watching them, so it felt like yeah, the food was great, and like the place we were in was just very beautiful. It's a sunny day, it was just beautiful day and stuff. was nice to meet them and stuff, but like we were just watching them. So I kind of felt like I was paying a lot for like something I can just watch on YouTube in a way. So it felt a bit weird. I remember also asking like, isn't it a bit weird just to watch you? And they said, no, that's how it's normally done. People watch when I'm doing cooking courses. Like, what? Why would you pay so much for just watching someone do stuff? I mean, a cooking course, you could easily. I mean, I've been to a cooking course before. You could easily rent a kitchen and have people make stuff. And if you can't that, why would you have a cooking course? I feel like it's a bit weird. It was nice, the other one, in some aspects, but yeah, it was a bit pricey in some ways. But yeah. So yeah, there's that. And then I I've actually become I've actually been a member of two. Need to go doing quick thinking. Yeah, two book clubs in my life. I was shortly part of a book club in Oslo where I was studying. I ended up I didn't really know about it before like my last year of study. So by that time, of course, I had a lot of exams to think about and all that stuff. But like it was so, I suppose as a lot of I suppose depends. But like this book club met once a month, and so I went to that book club. I think maybe 2 or 3 times, and it was fun. It was like it was a book club for students, and it was for students all over Oslo, not just one university. So it was fun. But yeah, I just was just for a few months because I heard about it so late, and I couldn't go to all the meetings because of stress of school. But yeah, that was fun. And then you know what? I'm just gonna get some tea. So yeah, and then I also actually first participated in a book club here where I live now. It was through the library. That seems like I'm just so mad. Like I'm mad at library. I wasn't. Okay, you wait. Hear me out. So it was through the library. Like the library was like the managing the book club. Lots of other people there in the book club was people in their 60s and 50s, and there was me, like in my 20s. So it's kind of thing like, hey, and they were like, hey. So it's kind of like a very gap between us. And I went to that book club for half a year, and then there was people came sometimes, and they didn't come always. And the librarian at the library wanted to get more people involved. And so me and another one in the book club kind of decided, okay, we'll kind of try to do something different. So we ended up like making a list of some books that we published on the website. So like instead of having, which you often do in book clubs, where you have a meeting, talk about book A, and then decide what next book to read. We already had like a list of books we were reading. So like in that case, you can come to a book meeting in January and in March, but not in February because February maybe a busy month for me, busy month for you. Like you already know which books are going to be talked about. So yeah, we did that, and it was a bit fun still, but like I think I may have dropped out like maybe after like a few months after that because it still kind of felt like for me it just kind of felt like too big of a gap really because even though we did like this thing where we had like the books were known to everyone, the same people still came. I think maybe there was maybe one new person, but like still the people who came were like 50s, 60s, and then me. And not that there's anything wrong with people in a different stage of life, but like also like they had such different book tastes as well, and a lot of the books we read I didn't enjoy or like much at all, and it was just I didn't really get that much out of that really. So yeah, I dropped out of that kind of soon. So yeah. Well, I suppose I have been part of book clubs online, but like that's the two I've been part of in life outside of internet. So yeah. Um yeah, next fact. I have actually been to Library of Trinity University. That's in Dublin, where it has lots of old books, and it has like I think it has one of the oldest uh, let's say libraries. I think it has one of the oldest Bibles in the world there. It was just so fun to like look around there and yeah, watch that. It was just very fun. I loved it so much. So yeah, that was great. Uh, fact number something. Next fact. I've actually been to maybe around 20 libraries in Norway. And actually in maybe you know this, maybe you don't. If you've seen other videos, you might know. But yeah, in Norway there's actually this law that says you have to have a library and in every city in Norway, or like in every municipality. So like yeah, it doesn't really say like it has to be a big library, but it has to be some sort of library. So like every places around Norway has at least one library. Like if the is not a library, if the city is big, it will have library branches, which I suppose you have lots of places. But yeah, and kind of I kind of decided it was just a few years ago, but I kind of felt like you know what, kind of fun to go to all the libraries in Norway. So that's actually on my bucket list now. And yeah, as of this moment, I've been to around 20 of them, and I think well, sorry, the plan is to be precise. The plan is to go to all the municipality, the public libraries in a way. There's more libraries that are kind of like in museums and stuff, but yeah, all the public libraries. And I think as of now, I think there's maybe 150 libraries that you could go to. I think that's around the number because like they changed some political stuff and like some municipality borders and stuff lately, but I think it's around that. So yeah, I got quite a while to go, but I'm young, so yeah. And sorry, um, hmm, hmm, what to say next? Um, I'm one of those people who, yeah, kind of in a way stereotypical. Really, I love to read. Well, obvious, book to tell, etc. But like, I'm stereotypical in the way that I love to read. I think sports are boring AF. Like, I don't play sports myself, and I don't watch sports. Like any of them, I suppose the only exceptions, like, Choose the Man. I love that movie. So like, I suppose if sport is part of some movie, that could work for me. Sorry, but like, I won't seek out a movie that's involved with sports. But like, if there's a romance in sports, I might pick it out. Like for example, at this point in time, I haven't really read that many sports romances like this. I know there's lots of books around it. I haven't checked it out because yeah, I haven't really been into it really. So yeah, I love books, but I don't like sports uh, to watch or play. And like if it's raining, I'll sit inside and read or listen to audiobook. If it's sunny, I'll bring a book with me outside. So yeah, that's kind of really me most difference really. Well, I suppose anyway, like yeah, as I said, I don't do sports, but I do kind of I like hiking, so I might like walk in the woods or walk on a beach or walk in the mountains. I'll do that. I'll listen to audiobooks and stuff. But yeah, sports in and of itself, no, not for me at all. So yeah, another fact, kind of. You know what? I kind of want more tea. So wait a minute. I'm gonna pause you and get back to you. I'm back. Yeah, kind of decided to change the little how I was sitting. I was sitting on sorry, sitting on my feet, and I was supposed to always sit on my feet. Well, no, I was sitting on my feet. Now I'm sitting on my ass. So it's a bit different. And yeah, next fact. I would say for most part, I've been lucky. Well, in a lot of ways, I've been lucky. But one way I've been unlucky. I've been spoiled by traveling. So the thing is, my parents, they're both academics. My dad is now retired, but he was a professor for a long time. My mom is still working, and yeah, they both worked. In Norway, it's often it's very common that the female works as well, even though they're married and have kids. But yeah, so yeah, they both love to travel, and because of them being academics, they often had collaborations with people all over the world. They often had conferences. There's often a lot of opportunities. So like a lot of the vacations we went to were places where like they had collaborations. So like actually, I went to Cuba in like 2004 because my parents had a collaboration with the Cuban university. But because of Cuba being on this side of the world to Norway, sorry, they have uh, they have a winter when we have spring. So when we came there, we actually went there for actually a whole month. So we spent some time in Santiago. We also spent some time going around the island. And yeah, the time we were in Santiago, my parents worked, and me and my sister, we kind of just went around Santiago and explored, and yeah, it's very cool, very fun. And yeah, also because of that, I've actually also lived different places in the world. I've lived in Chile, Australia. Sorry, that's a bit mean, but yeah. And I was 2 months from being an American actually, because I'm born in June, and in August that year we went to the US. So yeah, though yeah, since it was from the year I was born, I don't really, I don't have any memories from that trip. But yeah, it's a fact of life. Yeah, and also yeah, I traveled a lot. Because I lived in Chile, we also went like because it's also I suppose because like often we travel to a lot of places places far away, so we often take advantage of that. So, like when we went to sorry, when we went to Australia, we traveled a lot around Australia. We went to New Zealand, we went to Bali, Singapore. So, like we went to places around like the same area, and like a lot of people in my class haven't really been that many places in Australia, but I've been to more places than they had. So it's kind of fun. But yeah, and then the same in Chile. When we lived in Chile for a year, but like I spent 2 weeks in Mexico, and then 2 weeks in Brazil at the end of the year, and then we went to Bolivia, we went to Peru, Argentine. Yeah, I suppose we haven't been all over Latin America, but we went to quite a few places there, really. And yeah, oh yeah, and use that for later, really. Gonna use that for next fact. And yeah, and I've actually tried. Well, it's a new fact, so I'm gonna yeah save that for later. But yeah, so next fact. So actually, when I was in Mexico with my family, we were working. We were in this small town, San Miguel de Allende. It was this town where lots of people who moved there. Lots of people who lived there were actually Americans who kind of ended up moving there because of the warmth and stuff. Because I mean, kind of weird because it's warm in California too. But yeah, lots of people from the States lived in that town. That town had Starbucks and etc. etc. But yeah, so it's kind of this town like kind of mix of I suppose it wasn't Mexican enough or like it was kind of in a way you could walk around and hear people talking English and stuff like that. But yeah, so one day, me and my sisters, I have two sisters, we were all there together. We were walking around, just talking to each other, and then we heard someone from the other side of the street say, "Hi," and then I think she said like, "Hi, are you having a nice time?" Or something. So that's not that weird, but she was talking in Norwegian. So yeah, this was a Norwegian woman who had a husband from the States. Well, actually, her husband was actually half Mexican and half American. Well, half United Statesian. But yeah. And then yeah, and then they had lived in Norway for some time, but now they live there. So that's just quite fun. We talked a bit to her, and then we ended up going to her for dinner that night, and it was just so cool. It got so weird meeting a Norwegian in Sandingalende in Mexico. That's just not expected at all, and yeah, that's quite fun, really. And yeah, next fact. Because of all this traveling, I've actually celebrated Christmas twice outside of Norway. Once in Jordan. One of my sisters, she actually, she studied actually for a year in Jordan. And kind of because how Jordan is a Muslim country, she didn't really get that much time off for Christmas and stuff. So because she wanted to spend time with us, we ended up going to her and yeah, spending Christmas in the Middle East. It was kind of a weird experience, but yeah, it was fun. It was nice. And then in 2006, we went to Cuba for Christmas because there was a conference then. And that was nice. But it was my first time like being away from Norway during Christmas. And it was just kind of a bit weird. Like it was so weird like having it being warm and it was Christmas. But at the same time it was because of it being a conference, it was like it was my family, but like also other people from universities around Norway, so it was other Norwegians there. But also we also went to the we also went to this very nice hotel. It was just very like kind of in a way a very luxury hotel. So it's just so nice like experience that. So yeah, that was quite an experience. So yeah, sorry. Yeah, and next, yeah, was just kind of regards to like what I'm talking about lately. And because of all this traveling, I've actually been to all the continents. Well, continents. I've been to all the corners of the world except Africa. I actually haven't been to any place in Africa. That's a bit of a sad spot. Not sad spot. I want to go to Africa. I just haven't been yet. But yeah, and also I suppose also kind of connection to this all this traveling. Like I've traveled mostly I've traveled mostly with my family, but I travel a bit with like school and stuff. And like yeah, I travel a lot with my family. And then I said I have two sisters. Well, three sisters, but yeah. Uh, and two of my sisters, they kind of after they became adults, they kind of travel a lot with themselves. Like kind of they went on a lot of trips with their friends and went on a lot of trips. Like they went backpacking with their friends and they went on school trips and lots of trips. And they can't say like they just love to travel all the way. I wouldn't say I dislike travel. Like I would say more like I don't really have a goal to like be everywhere in the world. Like I don't really want to go to everywhere in the world and like to like say I've been everywhere. I want to like go to places that I'm genuinely interested to go to. And I suppose in a way because I've been so many places, there's not really so many places I haven't been that I want to go to. There's some places I have been to and I'm going to go back to. But like if you're gonna say like Renee, where do you if you got $100 million tomorrow, where do you go? I wouldn't really have a list of like 40 places. I actually have stronger, I was about to say, a small list. And yeah, next fact. So my bucket list of places to go is Italy, India. This is random. It's not like it's just places that really eye, but yeah, Italy, India, Malta, Scotland, Wales. I also want to go to Ghana, Egypt, and Belgium because chocolate. And also Iceland. I very much want to go to Iceland. And yeah, and talking about that really. And if like, I suppose honestly, yeah, if I if I tomorrow won $1 billion, or like if I somehow like legit like not I didn't I didn't steal it, but like I got a lot of money. What would I do? Yeah, honestly, I mean, I'm gonna need a lot of money to find Atlantis and Milo and Kina. So yeah, on my bucket list is also, and this is, I know this is a bit strange and unlikely, but yeah, I also very much want to go to Atlantis, El Dorado, and also like Shangri-La would also be nice. So yeah, I want to go to those places as well. That's not happening, but maybe, who knows? I mean, can you say for real they're not real places? Maybe they're just so well hidden. How can you say that they're not real places? You can't. I don't believe. I still have a slither of hope. Okay, let me have my hope. But yeah, yeah, um, other than that, um, yeah, I suppose I probably should explain a little bit a little bit about how I spoke about two sisters and three sisters and like my family. So the thing is, I'm the youngest, and I have two sisters. Kind of, I was about to say that are my sisters. That's wrong. Two sisters that I share both parents with, and my older sister, she's my half sister. We had the same dad, but different moms. So that kind of, and like she grew up in a different part of Norway because of that. Yeah, well, we live in different. This wasn't because of that, but yeah, she lived in a different part of Norway. And she's also much older than me. She's like 10, 11 years older than me. So, like, when I was young, she was kind of this, like, periphery person. But, like, when I've become older and have had more contact with her and stuff. But, like, if you ask me to talk about my childhood, I couldn't really talk so much about her because I don't have, like, I haven't been to family vacation with her and stuff like that. So, yeah. So that's, I suppose that's why I sometimes say two, sometimes say three, because, like, vacation speaking, it's just two people I'm talking about, but like in general, I suppose it's three sisters. So yeah, yeah, I suppose also kind of interesting fact. I'll dump that in here. So yeah, as I said, I've lived in Australia. My one of my brother-in-laws studied in Australia. Another one of my brother-in-laws has what's the name again? He went to high school. He like did an exchange program in high school in Australia. And the third brother-in-law, I think he traveled to Australia. Maybe he worked a bit there, but yeah, something like that. So everyone in my brother-in-law family and like my family has some connection to Australia. So yeah, that's quite fun, really. It's a bit interesting. Like, so if I ever find a boyfriend, it can't be someone who hasn't been to Australia. Like, I can't make it official before he's been to Australia. No, that's not how it is. But yeah, yeah. I'm gonna get some tea. I have a nice cup, don't I? Yeah. Mm, actually, yeah. Something to talk about. So in 2010, I actually went on a vacation to China. So both China and Hong Kong. And when I was in China, well, I didn't see everything because it's the biggest country. Like I didn't see the huge the wall, the Great Wall of China. Let's say the huge wall of China. Well, I mean, great and huge is the synonyms. So, but yeah, it's called the Great Wall. I didn't go there, but I went other places. And one of the things I did when I was in China, I went to a tea museum. Well, it was like actually kind of like tea museum slash fabric. So like they had like a tea plantation where like they made tea, but they also had like a museum where they talked about history of tea and stuff like that. And we tasted some tea, and yeah, that was quite fun. Also, yeah, in regards to that, also in York, when I went to York with my one of my classes, we went to the chocolate museum. That was quite fun. That was just a great, like, we had a tour, went around, we ate some chocolate, and yeah, it's just amazing. Loved it. And then yeah, and actually last Christmas I actually got a present to go to a chocolate fabric close to here to like make my own chocolate and watch how it's made and stuff like that. So yeah, I haven't done that yet. I mean, it's a gift card, so you can use it actually in by 2 years. So I have some time. But yeah, that's quite fun. Yeah, that is cool. Yeah. Other than that, maybe I should stop now. I had like it's doing a bit long, but yeah, I had like plans to like make a big round number because of my birthday. Now maybe I should just maybe stop sooner than later because I'm not sure. But I think I'm gonna go a bit more anyway. Um, yeah, okay, let's go with that. Uh, Another fact about me: I'm a weird, different adult. Yeah, I suppose saying a bit weird. Grown up. Sometimes I feel like adults seem like you're a porn star. That's not what I'm gonna say. But grown up seems like wrong as well sometimes. But yeah, you know what I mean. But yeah, you might ask yourself, how are you different or not really an adult? Well, I don't like beer. I don't like most wines. Like I suppose I like rosé wines and white wines are not that bad. Like I feel like often people like when they ask, "Do you want wine?" They often talk about white wine. No, white wines, red wine. But yeah, I don't like most. Well, yeah, I don't like most beers, and I don't like most wines or a lot of wines. And I've never smoked. Well, I suppose that's not really. Well, I suppose depends. But yeah. Uh, Also, I never really liked coffee. Like, like I can like eat chocolate with coffee taste. That's not that bad really. But like a coffee cup, I won't drink it. No way. Like even if it's cappuccino with like lots of cream and stuff. No. Like I suppose honestly, the only coffee I've ever liked is I suppose only two coffees I ever liked. There's two. There's one, but like uh, there's one where yeah, as I said, the one like if you have chocolate with coffee taste, that's fine. But it's not the worst thing in the world. The same I have if there's a cake with some coffee in it, that's fine. I mean, as long as you don't really taste it, it doesn't really matter that much. And also, actually got like one cup on coffee one time in China. But like there was this small cup. Half the cup was actually sugar, and like half the rest of it was coffee. So it's didn't really taste coffee at all. It kind of tasted much more like warm sugar or like yeah, warm liquid with sugar. So like that. I like sugar, so that's yeah, yeah, yeah. That's how it is really. Yeah, and yeah, like even when I studied, like when I did exams and stuff, I never really liked coffee. I couldn't really force myself to like it. I didn't enjoy it. Like even if I was studying for exams, I didn't. Yeah, I just had some tea uh with like lemon and stuff to like keep awake. But yeah, coffee not for me. Yeah. More. Yeah. I would say my favorite Disney movies are Aladdin. I was about to say a one movie that's not a Disney movie. Sorry. Aladdin, Tangled, uh, Moana. I guess that's wrong to say because it's only seen it once. Well, okay. Aladdin, Tangled, Atlantis. That's a right one. Treasure Planet. And and Basil. Yeah, from the top of my head, that's kind of a few of my favorite Disney movies. And yeah, I am in my 20s and I still love Disney so much. Love Disney very much. Yeah, and next fact, I'm a bit of a, I feel a bit of a basic, or I suppose in a way, another way where I kind of feel I fall between two chairs. Like I love the MCU. I've seen all the MCU movies, and I've seen a lot of the MCU TV series. I haven't seen all of Shield, but I've seen some of Shield, and I kind of gave up on Falcon and Winter Soldier. I didn't really like it that much, but like I gave most of it a go. But I haven't read any. Well, I've read some Marvel comics, but not like a lot. I can't really say I'm an expert there. So like, I'm not really a comic Marvel reader, but I watch all the movies. And like, whenever movies coming out, I always like check out videos online of like people, um, people guessing and talking about what could happen and theorizing. Theorizing is the word. Stuff like that. So I suppose I'm kind of more like between two shifts because I like I know I'm aware that movies are coming out, but I don't really know. I haven't read the source material myself. But like I know some people who just kind of watch the movies, but they don't really watch interviews and stuff. So I'm between two chairs there. So yeah. Also yeah, kind of interesting in a way. Like I suppose you can kind of guess this, but I'm nerdy. I would say like in some ways at least. Like I don't really love the comics, but like I like science fiction. Well, I like science fiction movies. I like fantasy movies. I love fantasy books, etc., etc. Even though I would say I prefer, yeah, I definitely prefer urban fantasy than high fantasy. But yeah, sometimes high fantasy is good as well. But I was about to say something. But, but, but. Give myself some time to think. I was about to say something. Um, this is annoying. Yeah, like if there's like something like, for example, Doctor Who, for a long time, like so. Okay, so I watched Doctor Who the first season with Eccleston. It was actually on Norwegian TV. The other hasn't really been on because I suppose it just didn't really catch on in Norway, or like catch on enough. But yeah, so I watched the first season with Eccleston, and I liked that enough, but I didn't love it. So I didn't like for a long time. I didn't really keep up with Doctor Who. So like I didn't watch the episodes as was I couldn't really watch them. Like I didn't really know where to watch them and stuff. As was good torrent and stuff. But yeah. But like still, like if a gossip magazine or like someone online said like this thing is coming to Doctor Who or like this actor is coming in Doctor Who, I'm like oh, I'll click on it, even though I don't pay attention to it. So it's kind of like this weird thing where like if something's perfectly in my interest, I'll check out and watch and read the article and watch the video, even though it's not something I'm personally passionate about. So yeah, it's kind of a bit weird. Um, yeah, a bit weird that way. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Also, my jam. As I said earlier this month, this video, well, mention it again specifically here. My jam, my big buzzwords is time travel, witches, and yeah, also really like in a contemporary set around the world, like a contemporary set in Italy, contemporary set in France, like set in different places. That's just very cool. Like I love when I suppose it depends, but like some people, I feel like some authors they really manage to describe a place. Like you really feel like you're there, and I love it so much. That's very, very, very cool. And yeah, I also really like myths, like Greek myths. Like this is a trilogy based around Medusa. It's been a while since I read it actually, but yeah, it's a very good series. And yeah, yeah. And yeah, I've been babbling now about for an hour actually. Can't think I'm gonna stop there. And yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I suppose I'll just kind of do like that. And yeah, I'll see you later. Have a nice day, evening, or whatever, and I'll see you. Bye.